Well, here's me thinking this was going to be a simple bus journey. I almost got off. I almost considered it's just a metal bar going across the middle of my back. Yeah. I won't do this for very long because if we set off and bump, I'm probably going to get decapitated. Some kind of sign here in Nepali. Hopefully it doesn't say no more than however many people are over there, because I'm about to join them. Namaste, friends. I'm going to take you from door to door today. Should be a nice simple journey, but yeah, relatively short. Going from this place where I've just been for the last 4 nights, recovering from the hectic hill walk, and now I'm off somewhere for a week. But yeah, it isn't too far. It's just going to be two local buses, one literally just 10 minutes, and then another one about 40 minutes, off to a place called Lekhnath. Just for a chill for a week, to be honest. I'm gonna settle down and write for a week. Coincidentally, I just saw that the city near to where I'm going, I'm sort of going to be up in the hills, looking down over this place called Lekhnath, but actually translates to a novelist, funnily enough, just saw online. Yeah, it was apparently named after some famous Nepali poet. Nice, relatively short journey, all going well. And after the week there, I'm going to come back here actually, because I really enjoyed it. I've only stayed here 4 nights. It was just a little bridging place, but yeah, I'm definitely going to come back. I think I might settle down here for a month then and really crack on with some writing. But I already had this other place booked. Yeah, it looks like it's got a nice view of the mountains. I don't think there's too much to do there, to be honest. It looks pretty rural. I know there's a couple of lakes around, Begnas Lake, another lake with a big suspension bridge over it, so I might venture out. And then I'm going to come back here. And how could I not come back here? Check out this little guy. Hey, look, you're just chilling, just chilling. You're a fluffy boy, fluffy boy. Yeah, how could I not come back to this cute little guy and this cute place? It's amazing. It's a budget guest house that just crawls its way up the hills here, and they have a bunch of farmland here. So yeah, it feels so peaceful, so homely. The owners are lovely. Yeah, and you get to see the farm work in action. It's very cool. They've got their own ox and chickens, and now this little addition to the family, beautiful little cute puppy. Yeah, so yeah, I'll do some more videos about this place when I return. I'll be here for a long time, so yeah, I can't wait. You got Prithvi Chok? Yes. Yes? From the world's busiest bus to a bus all to myself. Hey, off one bus. Hopefully heading in the right direction to the next one. Begnas Lake. Yeah. Thank you. The bus areas in Nepal are always filled with just super helpful people. As soon as you arrive, somebody asks where you want to go, and you tell them, and they just point you in the right direction. You just keep following fingers until you're on a bus. Begnas Lake? Begnas Lake? This one? Yeah. Here's where we're going, Lekhnath. Well, here's me thinking this was going to be a simple bus journey. I think in total it was meant to take about 40 minutes on this bus, and we've spent the last hour just in traffic, just lock jam traffic, just not moving at all. I couldn't even record anything because the bus was so busy that I couldn't even see out of any of the windows or ahead. Couldn't see anything. Now that it's cleared up a little bit, it's just dust. That's all I can see now. It's just dust and traffic. I almost got off. I almost considered. I almost got off and just was going to take my chances and try and hitchhike and just dive onto the back of a bike or something, but it was just it's too hot out. It's too hot to even consider it. If it had gone wrong, I would have just been walking alongside the dusty road, just baking in the outdoor heat. can't have another day like the other day. I can't take a risk today. I almost did. But there's a combination of it potentially going wrong like that, being stuck walking, or even stuck on the back of a bike just baking in the sun. But I couldn't even get up and off the bus anyway because it was just so chocker. The whole aisle was just packed, so, and I'm at the back. Yeah, we started moving eventually, and then things got better pretty quickly actually. It was like within 5 minutes people started getting off, and so it just got more breathing room. It makes me realise how comfortable the tourist bus from Kathmandu actually was. The suspension was definitely a lot better, and the seats didn't have what I could feel in my back, which is just a metal bar going across the middle of my back. Yeah. So you can see how the fabric goes in there, and this. There's a metal bar that goes all the way across. No padding, metal bar. So that when you've been bounced around, that is just smashing into your spine. I feel like Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura 2, where he's actually just bouncing around, and then it zooms out and he's actually on flat road. But this is just a legit version. Oh look, we've stopped. I'm not sure why. This is just constantly the road. I won't do this for very long because if we set off on bump, I'm probably going to get decapitated. Another hereditary scene. Much quieter now, there's barely any traffic. It was just all congested in like one probably like kilometre stretch maybe. I don't know if anyone actually does anything in those diggers. They just chill, dig some holes. It's like when you're a kid, you know, and you can just go to one of those sort of like a place where you can play on diggers. I think that's what they do. They just have a little go on it. They don't actually know what they're doing. Nuts, absolutely nuts. There goes the bus, crazy ass bus. All right, now I gotta figure out how far I gotta walk up into the hills and villages to get to my accommodation. I'm gonna head to a cafe first, have a little pit stop, yeah, and just a little chill after being on that nonsense, and then I'll figure out the walk to the next place. It looks like it's maybe a 35 or a 40-minute walk. But Google Maps walking directions aren't always the best in this country, so I just want to do a double check. Earnestly shouldn't even follow Google Maps here. Within 2 minutes, I'm just down the wrong place. Yeah, I've literally just done a big lap. I think where I got off the bus was exactly where the coffee shop was. And I walked away up a hill, round a few corners, all left corners, and I've come right back to where I started. Yeah, so I got off the bus over there, and Google Maps took me all the way around. And then that's the cafe where I want to go. Little private garden area here, it's quite lovely. Soon we'll be at peace in the mountains again. Well, not in the mountains, in the hills, looking at the mountains. Okay, so after walking in the wrong direction 2 separate times, due to Google Maps, I am now going in the right direction. And it's the same way I started off before looking for the cafe. That was the wrong direction then, and now it is the right direction. Or at least it better be. So because I'm returning to the other accommodation in a week and I'll be staying for a month, I left behind my big backpack, which is just a game changer. I'm down to one backpack, the small one as well, the one that's normally on my front. I'm down to just that on my back, and then just a little carry one. So many like cute village style houses here that my brain wants to romanticize and live in, but surely they're not in great condition. Probably no hot water, all the rest of it, but they have this sense of peacefulness about them. Yeah, I need to dig my dust mask out. I was wearing it a lot the first month I was here when I was in Patan, because there was so much just congestion in that city. And I kind of just packed it away when I went out to the villages and stuff. And on these day trips when I'm coming out, just on the buses, I really need it again. This is good symbolism for this country right here. This is it. Shitty roads and well-paved roads. That's everything right there. That's the back and forth. That's clean air. That's horrendously polluted air. That is peacefulness. That is chaos. What doesn't ever get quite as chaotic as India? I see Nepal as America's Canada, Australia's New Zealand. Nepal is the quieter, politer nephew or brother or whatever of India. Oh yes, I'm absolutely loving my last video. I only wanted to get just over 500 views just to beat my previous one. I'm just kind of competing with myself at this point. And then in that same time span, it got over 2,000. I honestly thought I would be a good few months in and many videos before I was hitting those numbers, you know? I know in the big scale of YouTube, it's absolutely micro peanuts, a couple of thousand views, but I hope one day I'll be looking back on this if I'm getting millions of views, and I'll be like, I remember the quaint old days of being happy with 2,000. But yeah, it's really nice because it's mad. People get used to having millions of views on YouTube. Like often won't even click on a video if it doesn't have like hundreds of thousands, millions of views. You know, if you see one with just like 100, it's just not that appealing, is it? I might be at my accommodation now. Let's have a look. I'm hoping this leads up to the accommodation. Hoping it does, but it would only be the 5th time today that Google Maps has led me wrong if it's not. It is, yes, I can see the sign. I can see the sign. Hopefully this dog doesn't attack me. Hello. Yay, friendly dog, as I call her. Oh, kind of friendly. Playful. Playfully biting. All right, that's enough. Yes, here we are. Yeah, so I did splash out. This is probably double the price of the last place, but I figured I'd do one that was very cheap and then one that is nice. Clean, white bedding, and then yeah, balcony. And so I've seen plenty of pictures when there's no mist. That is just the Himalayas out there, which hopefully, with being here for a week, I will get some beautiful views of. All right, for now, checking out cold shower time. Yeah, I'm loving this room. It's nice to have a little bit of relative luxury. And by relative luxury, I'm talking about these kind of simple things. Double bed that's comfortable with multiple pillows and clean white sheets. A bedside table and a lamp, like what? In the bathroom, toilet roll, not had that in the last 2 places I've stayed. And a bar of soap that was in a packet that wasn't someone's pre-used bar of soap. And a fan. Those are all things I've not had in the last 2 accommodations for the last couple of weeks. And over this way, we've just got beautiful scenery, which I'm about to take a little wander into. I feel like I've just given myself a reputation of getting lost in misadventures already on this channel. But yeah, been staying at this accommodation the last few days. I've been taking it very easy. I think my fitness app on my phone, I looked at it, I glanced at it yesterday. I hadn't even done half a kilometre of walking in the last 2 days. I've just done nothing. I've just been editing a lot of videos. Like, I've been sort of busy doing stuff, but yeah, just not getting out and about. It's so beautiful and relaxing here, and just tiny half bit of luxury. Yeah, you know what? There's been a disaster. My sunglasses have broken. Look at this. Look at this. But because they've got clips, I can makeshift it on. Oh, but they're a bit loose. It's going to be a nightmare. This is the first time I've tested them, and they're already just pinged off by themselves. So I'm just getting out for a walk down to a lake, hopefully. I did just ask one of the guys who works there with basic English, how do I get to this lake? And he kind of pointed me in different directions. As he was telling me, I was like, I'm not sure that makes sense, but oh well, we're out and about. Whether I make it to the lake or not, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I just kind of want to have a little wander. I've kind of learning my lessons anyway. I'm just going to ask people whether that's going to turn out more accurate than Google Maps walking directions. I do not know. I might just end up walking back and forth down this strip for an hour and then go back to the room. We'll find out. Namaste. Rupa Lake. Do you know how I walk to Rupa Lake?
Rupa Lake?
Yeah, yeah. Do I walk this way?
Wrong way.
Wrong way. This way then. God, here we go with the dust. Jesus, gritting my teeth. Namaste. Yeah, sunglasses are off now. It's not too bright anyway. It's less potentially embarrassing than them just being wonky. I was watching another video earlier, drinking that iced coffee, and I saw I had a fat mosquito on my cheek. I had no idea. Didn't even see it. Didn't feel it. Sneaky mosquitoes. How are they so light? Evolution. You can tell when it's dusty when the plants are just completely filled. Look at that. It was like that near Kathmandu, and then near any kind of, yeah, sizable place. Just all the plants turn a sort of white instead of the lush deep green that they normally are. They seem to be surviving though. Might make them stronger in a way. They might have to like fight harder to get the sunlight. It's like, we must photosynthesize through the dust of this dust bowl, breeding the strongest plants in the world. This is definitely not as rural as the last village I was in. The accommodation is peaceful and absolutely gorgeous, but the area itself, I've probably done the right thing, not really leaving too much. I thought this walk might be a nice little lane walk, you know, like an off the beaten kind of track. I just checked Google Maps out of interest, and it told me to go back 5 minutes to the spot where I asked the last people if it was this way, and they said it is. And then, you know, when walking directions just gives up, and rather than giving you the proper directions, it just gives you a go back to where I was, and then just get right across there. My shoes feel like, you know, when you've been on the beach and you can just feel the sand in your shoes, because my shoes have got like tiny little holes in them, like by design. All the sand's just getting in. I've just got sandy ass feet right now. Sandy ass motherfucking feet. I feel like I'm not going in the right direction. There's not been many other options, to be honest. Oh my God, is that the Vipassana Center? I think this is the meditation retreat I went on 5 years ago. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not the meditation retreat. It is a Buddhist temple. I did see it on Google Maps the other day. Somewhere in these hills is the meditation retreat I went on. Okay, so there is a lake. And the guy who gave me directions at the accommodation, he did mention a temple. He said, when you see a temple, go right. But as you can see, there is no right. It's just thick bush. It's some thick bush, some mean bush. That's the meditation retreat right there. Yep, 10 days of intensive meditation. It's quite a small retreat. I remember there only been about 30 people or something. But yeah, I won't go any closer in case there is an actual active retreat on. They are in strict silence and do not want me to come bumbling through the trees. Hello, namaste. Rupa Lake?
Yes, yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Ah, yes. Thank you, thank you. Yes, on the right way. Rupa Lake is this way? Yes, yes. I'm checking with absolutely everybody now. The other guy I asked was literally 30 seconds before him, but I'm enjoying the constant reinforcement. We are on the right track. That little dog seemingly wanted to take my head off. Little white one, just up on a balcony. Yes, we're actually heading off the road to the lake. We got some little goatee boys. And it looks like I'm going to be passing a big buffalo. Yeah, how beautiful is this? This is kind of what I was wanting the whole way. This is what I was envisioning the whole way, to be honest. I would have walked right by it, but luckily there was a man sat just on a bench at the side of the road, and good job I'm just asking everybody for continuous reinforcement, because he was like, oh, it's down this way. So here I go. And this is not much of a path, I will be honest. Like, this is the path I'm on. It looks a bit more trodden this way. Is this the start of another... Hey, look! I've been watching From recently. It's one of the... What do they call them? Faraway tree. It's one of the faraway trees. You get in there and it just teleports you out to somewhere completely different. No, I don't like this way. It looked like a way, and then it did not look like a way. I honestly thought it would be more of a path. Oh, here we go. This is a bit. What time are we on? 4:15. Probably like an hour of daylight left, so I should get a hurry on, get down there, see the lake, and get back pronto, because there damn sure isn't any streetlights here. Could really put a test to the night vision camera on this. It's got a pretty decent low light recording mode. My life might depend on it in a little bit. What is happening here? The path I'm following just... Oh no, it does curl around, don't worry. Don't worry, everyone. I'm actually running out of time on this camera. I need to delete some files. I only have a few minutes left, to be honest, which just... That would be a good line for the teaser for the next episode, wouldn't it? I've only got a few minutes, like my previous one, just it all goes black, and then I'm saying, I've only got a few minutes left on my recording, and it's going dark. Google Maps. You are in the middle of nowhere. Not a path in sight. All right, I'm going to show you this little bit. Here's my feet. We have an actual path, and it curls around that way. And I'll be back in a few minutes when I hopefully find a lake. You know what? I've carefully considered it. I walked on for a few more minutes, and who knows, I could be not far at all, but it looks like I'm still pretty high. I'm turning back. I thought it was about an hour until the sundown, but because I'm descending into the hills and there's a high tree line, the sun is about to go down beyond the tree line. So it's going to start getting dark here, and I could already see the mosquitoes starting to come out, because they come out when the sun goes down. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this today. I am not doing this today. I've had such a comfy, nice couple of days, and I just wanted to come out on a tiny bit of exploration, and I'm happy with that, to be honest. I found my way to where I need to come, and I'll come back tomorrow. Oh, sensible, that, isn't it? You might be thinking like, no, do it. think of the dramatic content. I just don't want to risk it, to be honest. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to be covered in mosquito bites in the dark, in the forest, with a path that I can barely see in the daylight, trying to get back uphill. Hey, who knows? Might get exciting on the way home. Might get run over by a bus on the way home. Buried under the sand. Goats. Greatest of all time. And being pussies. That's the bridge. And I have just walked come back up from the hill that way for like 10 minutes and come up to this point, and it damn sure looks like there should be a way to get to it that way, right? Maybe Google Maps was right all along and it should have been back up here. Because honestly, that's kind of where it was telling me. It just didn't know an accurate way, like off the main road. Anyway, figure it out tomorrow. Figure out who was wrong and who was right. Title for a vlog. Who is better at directions? Local Nepali people or Google Maps? I think this might have been it. The Buddhist temple I saw earlier, just opposite that, is a path. It's barely a path. I didn't notice it when I was going past. That's the suspension bridge. Okay, this is the path I'm going to try tomorrow. I probably didn't notice it because I was also just yapping away about that temple. I was like, I thought it was a meditation retreat, so I was just talking away. That's probably why I'm getting so lost. I don't always get like lost this much, you know. I was saying earlier, like I feel like half these videos I've been recording for my channel, I'm just going to seem like like how I've been traveling for over 10 years. I just keep getting lost over and over, but I'm not usually this bad, and I think it's because I'm just talking away, looking at the camera, just like birdie birdie bird, instead of like actually trying to figure out where I'm going. Multiple bites in my ankles. Mosquitoes have such a foot fetish. Dirty, dirty, kinky mosquito. But at least I got to see some goats and buffalo. That was nice. That was the best part of the entire walk, actually. So I think I've thought of two. I've identified two reasons that vlogging can get you into trouble or misadventure. First one is that you're talking when you perhaps should be paying attention to where you're going, so you get lost. And the second one is the idea that you want to make a good video, so it perhaps would push you to go further than you might do otherwise. So those two things together, not paying proper attention and maybe taking more risks. I mean, if that doesn't also sound like the symptoms of ADHD. Is this where I'm going? Yes. If that also doesn't sound like what I already have, let's just double it up, shall we? Let's just double it up and record the whole thing. Not paying attention and risk taking. So maybe I have always been like this way. I mean, I have. I've got so many stories of misadventures and shenanigans, but now they're just all going to be on video and exacerbated by the video. All right, we are back. We are back, and I am prepared more than ever. I have good directions, spoken in good English, corroborated by Google Maps, and it makes sense to where I walked yesterday. Well, part of yesterday. I walked way too far along the road, and I've had lunch. So just in case something does go wrong and I end up venturing for hours, plenty of energy in me, plenty of calories. All right, so I think I'm following the directions I was given. And if this is the right way, it turns out it was an exact point that I asked some people yesterday. And I said, is it this way? And they said, yeah, that way. But if so, I mean, I know there's multiple ways to get there, but god damn it. It's only took me 10 minutes to get to this point where I am now. Just come down from the main road, the main dusty road. This makes so much more sense. Look at this, proper path. I mean, yesterday was going down just a worn path into the bush. That's what I was using yesterday. And these are proper laid steps. There's definitely some kind of fun, adventurous plus to either not following directions intentionally or getting lost. It definitely results in more adventures in life. A lot of people's best travel stories are when things go wrong. Like if someone goes on a trip and they come back and they're like, yeah, it was a great trip, everything was really nice. You're like, all right, cool. Look at your nice pictures of a sunset. But then if you have someone who's like, oh my God, you'll never guess what happened to me. I got lost in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, all right, I'll listen to this story, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's just a fine balance, isn't there? Like yesterday, I'm really glad that I turned back. I do not know what that sound is. Can't quite tell where it's coming from. It's so strange. It sounds like it's just coming from up there in the trees. That is very strange. I do not know what it is. Well, look at this house. This is nice. Big old cactus out the front. All the wood for firewood, I guess. Oh yeah, beautiful. Stones up at the top, cactus. Oh, so picturesque. Aside from the ear-hurting siren thing that's currently going off. Hopefully it's not some kind of warning. It will be, won't it? Do not go to the lake because there's about to be a tsunami coming in. Change of top, change into the much lighter material shirt. That was part of my very proud preparation today. It's hard to tell how hot it is, to be honest. Like when the sun's not out, it can be a little bit cool. And all the local Nepalis, like if I just look out of my room and stuff, like to me what's quite warm, they're like putting puffer jackets on, thinking it's cold. Ooh, I think I might have found another bamboo swing, although it might be in someone's property, and we can see the bridge behind it. We're getting there. Here's the big old swing poking out, some nice Nepali prayer flags, or Tibetan, either or, and then the bridge in the background, and some lovely butterflies in the foreground. That might even be a bigger swing than the one I saw the other day. Maybe not in true height of where the swing is, but the like length of the actual bits above its antennae up the top. That is a nice spot for a swing in front of the lake. That beeping is still just following me everywhere, probably ruining all this audio, to be honest. And it's just vaguely coming from all the trees. I do not understand. I do not understand, Nepal. Why do you have a siren coming from the trees? Someone in the comments will be able to let me know if this makes it online. I feel like it's from like the old TV show Lost. You just don't know where it's coming from, so follow it off into the forest and I'll come across some mysterious hatch or something. Leads on to the next mystery. All right, we made it. We made it. Massive suspension bridge. Some kind of sign here in Nepali. Hopefully it doesn't say no more than however many people are over there, because I'm about to join them. Definitely holding onto my camera with two hands. The bridge definitely sways from side to side, like doosh, 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 as other people are walking along it behind me. Looking down isn't so scary, like it doesn't feel that high. I mean, it is high, but it doesn't feel scary high. But there's something about looking towards the other end of the bridge, which is quite scary. I think just because it looks so small and you see it going upwards, it does something in my brain that's like, it looks further away than the lake does down below. I think as the water's just kind of big, it's a big, vague, sort of ambiguous body. But if I look down at the top of the trees, that's scarier. Like when I'm looking down at the trees, probably because I'm still walking forward, but yeah, that is scary. Something that my brain has reference for, I think. The tops of trees and the other side of the bridge. And the more I talk about it, the scarier it's getting. Oh, this video is all about walking through your fear. Tony Robbins on a suspension bridge. Some people should put Tony Robbins to the test, shouldn't they? And just put him in horribly scary situations. But oh yeah, motivate yourself out of this one. You big-headed motivational giant man, you. Here we go. Look at that. Really should check my hair before I come out vlogging. Sometimes I spend ages vlogging and I get back and look and I'm like, oh great, I looked like an idiot that entire time. Can I run across this suspension bridge at full sprint? No, I cannot. I cannot. Yeah, there we go. We got rice terraces down there. Looks like to be cow and buffalo down there. Some big white birds, maybe herons or something. And then the other way. Yeah, a beautiful lake. And some kind of like, it looks like a maybe sort of makeshift marina area down here, like floating wooden platforms. Walking along and just had a massive like metal ping under my foot. I don't know what the hell it was, just a ping. I was like, no. That's my imagination immediately then just went like, just imagined more that like ting, 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 and just seeing like all the support cables flying off in all directions. And then me just sprinting to the end. Like, ah, I made it. I made it. Yes. The sun is beating down. I would have maybe gone further on the other side, to be honest, but it was just, there was no shade over there. And the path just immediately went uphill into the hills that are over there. So didn't bother exploring anymore, it's too hot. I don't know if there's any stats about this place, like biggest suspension bridge in Nepal or something. I'll have to Google it later. Biggest suspension bridge in this area, or at least over this lake. I mean, hopefully, imagine if there's another one even bigger. Just got a couple of days left now. It's been very nice, very nice. Probably spent twice as much as I normally do on a week, but yeah, I thought I would just come out here and see what this is like. But something I realized while I was out here is that it was in these hills. It's only a 10-15 minute walk away. It's actually where I went on a silent 10-day meditation retreat 5 years ago. It was February 2019. Yeah, it was my second time out here in Nepal, and it was the first time where I came out to write, that I've mentioned if anyone's watched my other videos. The first time I came out and locked myself away for 5 months and had a go at being disciplined and consistent with writing. And yeah, when that time was coming to an end, I came on a silent 10-day intensive meditation retreat. 10 days of no talking, no phones, no technology whatsoever. Intense, disciplined schedule of just, yeah, you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you start the day at 4:30 with a 2-hour meditation. And then it's just continuous all day. You stop eating at lunchtime at 12 o'clock. And it's just 1 and 2 hour meditation sessions all day until it finishes at like 9 p.m. or something. I think lights out was 9:30. Yeah, so difficult. And I don't know why, but I've been back on a few of them. The first one I went on was actually back in, I want to say 2013, when I very first just got a little bit curious about meditation. And I went balls out of the gate, straight into the deep end, and went on one of these 10-day retreats. That was in Malaysia, just maybe an hour outside of Kuala Lumpur. I didn't go on another one for years because it was very difficult, and I was like, I'm in no rush to do that again. But several years down the line, yeah, I went back another one here, just around the corner, funnily enough. There's one underway right now. The day that I realized, actually, I checked the schedule because I wanted to see if I could just walk around the grounds, just to, you know, maybe record it and just chat about it there live on the grounds. But of course, I just started that day, so yeah, I can't do that. But yeah, it kind of leads me nicely into mentioning that one of my books, the upcoming book series, 4 books, one of them, I'm not going to say which one, is set in a meditation retreat based on, yeah, a lot of my experiences and how you feel like you're going crazy and you get to see everything in your mind for 10 whole days. Whether the character in the book makes it through the whole 10 days is another thing. Yeah, it becomes a bit of a mystery story, and it doubles as a sort of, thematically it doubles as me sort of discovering my creativity through that book as I've been rewriting it over the years. So yeah, I'm very proud of it. It's a bit of a head fuck trying to replicate how it messed with my head in the retreat. I've worked on it a lot over the years. It has been the hardest book out of the whole series to write, for sure. Every time I redraft it, I get lost in it, because the whole thing is, because the character is so confused and there's all sorts of like mystery elements going on, and he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. Because on these retreats, you're half asleep half the time. You wake up at 4 a.m, you're meditating in a dark room first thing in the morning. So you like, on my own experience, it's like you're falling asleep, dreaming while you're kind of still lucid, and then waking up, and like your imagination's blending with your dreams, and you just have all these kind of trippy experiences. And yeah, so in this book, I've tried a little bit of a glimpse of what that's like, and every time I redraft it, I kind of lose my mind a little bit again. Yeah, it's been the hardest out of the 4 to write, but I'm very proud of it. It took a lot of tweaking and crafting, and there was no story at the beginning, but as I've redrafted it over the years, a story has emerged. Every time I reread it, I noticed things that I didn't realize I was doing. I was like, oh, there's little things connecting here and I didn't realize. And yeah, it's gone from just a literal big open sandbox, like it was just me in a meditation retreat, and I was using it as just a big sandbox to pile any and all writing in when I wasn't sure where it was going. It really was just a stationary meditation retreat with not really much like story or plot happening. But as I've redrafted it, this whole story has come out of nowhere that gave birth to a whole other book that comes after it. So yeah, it's been a fascinating process. That I'd love to talk about it more, but it would just be kind of spoilers at this point, so you'll have to wait until next year, and then I would love to talk all about it when hopefully at least one person has read it. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to mention that while I'm here. 2 more days, and then I'm going to be going back to the place where I just was for the last 4 nights. I loved it there, so I'm going to settle down there for a month and crack on with the writing. Now I've got a few vlogs out of the way, and I've got the YouTube channel kind of in motion. I honestly only expected to put out a few vlogs for updates for friends and family, but then the YouTube algorithm has been pretty kind to me. My video from the village ended up it's 4.2 thousand views right now, which is, considering I was expecting a couple hundred, that's not bad going. And then the whole forest adventure that happened leaving the village was totally unexpected. So I spent a bit more time than I would have liked not writing and editing those videos together. They were very unexpected. The reason I've gone back to a village, and the reason that I wanted to get a local bus out of the village, was because my first book kind of is all about that. That's where I was in my original stay out here, right? And I did get a local bus when I left last time. So I just wanted to like relive that to get some fresh observations, you know what I mean? As I said in that video, I kind of expected at the most maybe some chickens in a cage on the bus or something like that. Not instead descending the hills. Yeah, so it resulted in me not being able to walk for a few days. I'm thinking that's all going to get folded into the book now instead. I'm just going to go with it. It's a little bit challenging. It's a little bit daunting in a way, because the vlog is it's visual, although ironically portions of it aren't recorded on video. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna write it, and it's gonna be in the first book now, which is very cool. It's upgraded. This is why I came out here, I guess. Yeah, it's only getting more exciting. Yeah, anyway, I think I'll get out of here now. So this morning we are in the clouds, but you can see the mountains. See the mountains poking out. See if I can point to the right point on the camera, but where would it be? Around about there, there-ish. Hopefully, oh yeah, and there's the peak point. That's the peak that I have. That's the peak I have on my tattoo there. Fishtail Mountain that I got the last time I was out here. But yeah, look how beautiful this is. This is what it was like some mornings when I was on that meditation retreat. It was just super misty and it felt like we were in the clouds. And in fact, I talk about that in the very opening pages of the book. This is very cool to be back here experiencing this again. Wow.